been pleased to this point. Obviously, it's only practice 5, but I've been pleased to this point, and it's still a work in progress. We're just trying to find the best combination to get ready for game one.
It seems like like Sonny being there, can not only help in pass coverage, but also in run support, even as a potential blitzer. Is that kind of part of the idea?
Yeah, I mean he's kind of a unicorn, so to speak. Just like I said, I love the kid. We're just trying to create the very best opportunities for our guys to be on the field to give us the very best chance to win game one.
Perry, we saw that sort of three-guy configuration a lot in the practice we saw last Thursday, and Jim's sort of intimated that might be kind of the leading trio with him and Carter and Ransom. Just how did that come together? Was that three individual decisions as you see it, or did that group sort of grow together in some way?
No, I mean it's still early. It's practice 5. Obviously, we're a 4-2-5 defense, so there's going to be 3 safeties on the field. It just happened to be that combination. Like I said, it's practice 5. I've been pleased to this point. Still got a lot of work to do. Not a finished product by no means.
Do you want to have 3 guys play the best majority of snaps, or just kind of look at it naturally based on personality?
No, I mean we're looking for at least 6 guys plus 1. To be honest with you, I mean that's what it's going to take to get ready to play a game. I think anything past that, it's going to be hard to get the necessary reps in the week to get ready to play an opponent. So the thing I love is this healthy competition. Nobody's guaranteed a spot, and that's what you want as a coach. So they know they got to bring it every day.
Aaron, we've seen 3 on this team. It seems like at the safety group, it seems like a very deep group.
Yeah, I mean, we're better than we were last year, but I think part of that is just another year in the system, another year in the scheme, so they have a greater understanding. So you're seeing more guys get reps.
For a while now, we've seen Lathan play all 3 safety spots. Jihad played in the slot in the spring. Now he seems to be back. Sonny's played everywhere. Are we making too much of which positions these guys are playing and not trying to focus on which 3 are just generally out there?
Yeah, I mean, I would say yes. For us, we're a safety-driven defense. So one of the things for those guys they got to know is they got to learn everything, because anything can happen in a game. So it's our job as coaches to prepare our guys for the what if, what I mean? Because things do happen. It's a long season, and we plan on playing for a long time. So for you, to read into it, that's totally up to you guys. But we're just trying to find the very best mix and chemistry to utilize our personnel and our talent that we have on this football team.
Is that a little bit of a shift from last year where you guys were trying to find the best fit at each spot, and now you're just trying to find guys who can play all 3 and just go with the 3 safeties from there?
In fairness of the players, it was year 1. So you're just trying to get them to understand the scheme, their job. Now going into year 2, they know the what, the why, and the how. And so that's what's fun for me as a coach is to be able to see them process even more, play even faster, and see them grow.
So what's more important in that situation? Guys who are flexible and versatile enough to play multiple spots, or guys who are just really, really good at one job? They're in year 2 and maybe know.
I think it comes down to football IQ. They got to have a great grasp of football first and foremost, because you can be a great athlete, but if you don't understand and can process, then you're going to struggle, whether it's here at Ohio State, the NFL, and what we do defensively. I mean, we have to know ball. So it's more so putting in the time and the effort and understanding the concept of what we're asking you to do, being able to articulate it, process it, and then apply it on the field in practice.
What is Nick Hartford's physical growth meant for what he can do?
From day one when we went into his house in recruiting, we knew he was always talented and he would strike you, but I think what he's done, what our nutrition, our strength staff has done as far as the gains he's put on throughout the summer have been nothing short of amazing. But that's a credit to the young man's, maturity, so I'm excited about him.
Back to Sonny for a moment. Just elaborate on what you see his role being. I know it's very early, Perry, but just what do you see his role being this year for you guys?
He'll be on the field.
Okay, Perry, when you have a guy like Sonny, who you call a unicorn, as a coach, is there a challenge with finding him the best spot, but also not giving him so much that it's too much for him and he thinks too much and takes away from some of the athleticism and instinct that makes him so special?
No, there's nothing difficult at all. We know exactly what we want to do with him. We've created a great plan for him. We've thought it through, and we're excited about what it's going to look like.
When you look at Sonny Styles, what do you see? Do you see how would you define it? Football player, I mean, how would you define what you see?
I just see an outstanding young man that's extremely coachable, committed, selfless, and he's a true definition of a Buckeye.
Yeah, and when did it dawn on you from the get-go that this guy has got to be on the field? I mean, how would you describe, when it became apparent to you that he must play?
I think midway through last season, you got a 17-year-old coming in who had reclassified and obviously looks like a grown man when he steps in the door, but the fact still mattered is he was still 17 years old and hadn't played college ball. And so the thing, like I said, with Sonny is just his maturity, his willingness to be coached, his selflessness. I mean, to me, that's the biggest thing is he's been that way since day one. He's not an entitled guy, and I'm excited to see what he does this year.
Well, what is it change your job from the nickel spot to
Huh?
Your job was playing nickel in the spring. Why'd you guys change it?
Like I said, we're just trying to find the very best combination. The thing about Jihad, he got hurt midway through spring. So you didn't get a real true evaluation. And yeah, albeit in the summertime, we're working with him on the field as far as OTAs, but it's different when you put on the pads and you're flying around. So right now it's still fluid. I'm excited about, where he's at to this point, but it's still a learning curve because he missed half of spring. So, we're just taking it one day at a time.
What has Shahad done to get to that point with that top group of safeties since being hurt in spring?
I wouldn't say it's a top group. I would just say, right now is day by day. Everybody's got to fight for their position every day. No position is etched in stone. They know that. So the healthy competition is great because guys got to bring it every day. And they got to bring it in every area, on the field, in the meeting, in walkthroughs. So that's what you want. That's what camp's about. And at the end of the day, wherever we started right now doesn't mean we're going to end there come when we play Indiana.
How did you see him respond to that injury?
I thought he did great. Jihad's an older guy. He's not a freshman, so he attacked the rehab. He attacked, what he needed to do to get back on the field. So I was been pleased with that.
What about his game could fit in which has some special?
All of our guys have a unique skill set. So he's a guy that's flexible as well. It's not you got to be here, you got to be there. It's just a matter of what's going to give us the best opportunity against certain personnels, against certain teams, for us to have the very best success as a defense and as a team.
You said you wanted 6+1. How close are you to that 6?
Not even.
What does it give you when you have somebody except 230? Last year you started a guy Nichols was 190. Different physical bodies and all that. What does it give you if you were to go with like a bigger safeties playing that nickel spot, someone like Sonny?
I think part of the discussion as far as the safeties in general is we've been around each other for over a year now. So there's a familiarity of exactly how a young man thinks, how he truly fits in the system. It's our job, my job as a coach to identify that and give us our best chance to win and be successful and give the individual young man in that position, whether it be nickel, adjuster, or bandit, the very best opportunity to play at the highest level as far as execution. And so,
is it beneficial to have somebody who's a big size? Is it nickel?
Yeah,
I don't know if there's like a specific body type you typically look for in that spot.
not necessarily. I think the uniqueness of Sonny is just, his football IQ, his ability to truly process and articulate, his ability to be coached, and understand the pieces around him at such a young age. I think that's where, the uniqueness is because you don't get that all the time.
Terry Brown and Ryan walking in a little bit, some of that nickel stuff. Do you think of them as safeties right now, or those corners who might try to get better in certain situations, or how should we?
I think you said it best, situational football. We're trying to create opportunities to maximize our personnel. And the cool thing is, like I said, we're going into year 2, so there's a more familiarity with our guys, whether it be at the corner position, at the safety position, where we can mix and match. And so right now we're just working through that, and there's nothing etched in stone.
Terry, what's the next step for?
Just to continually improve each and every day. He's played a lot of football, and now you can see a difference in his pace. You can see a difference in the speed that he's playing at. And it's exciting. And the cool thing is, he's really taken a leadership role. He had a phenomenal summer. He really did. He had a phenomenal summer. And so I'm excited. I'm excited to see his growth from last year coming off a serious leg injury to actually having to be in the first game. That wasn't planned, but he stepped in. He didn't make excuses, which we don't. And he just kept getting better and better. So right now I'm excited to continually see his growth.
He's been in a room that's kind of fluctuated his entire career. It's Jeff, Perry, and Matt. To finally have like solid foundation to kind of build with. 2 years in the same system and being able to understand it. Have you seen him taking some steps just forward in his development?
Absolutely. Trust and love. Trust and love. There's a unwavering trust and love in the room. He's totally bought in. He understands his assignment. He understands what he's got to do on and off the field. He's been a pro about it each and every day. So I'm looking for him to continue to make great strides.
Perry, you seen as a guy that kind of do similarly to Jair and Ryan and being able to kind of play some of that safety spot?
Yes, he's got a unique skill set. Like I said, it's our job to identify the guys that's going to help us win. Each and every one of them are unique in their own individual ways. So, he's part of that matrix.
Perry said in the spring that he wanted Sonny's role to be more streamlined. Is that kind of thinking changed here now?
Absolutely not. No, it's still the mindset. It's unfair to a young man. He's got to master his craft. So it's our jobs to put him in a position so he can do that, so he can have the best success, on Saturdays and help his teammates win.
Perry, what do you see part of the 6+1 you talked about?
Say that again.
Can Malik be part of that 6+1?
He's part of the matrix. He's having a really good camp to this point. He's continually growing. Obviously, he came in January, so he's ahead of the curve than some of the freshmen that came in the summer. But right now he's having a good camp to this point. No, I mean him and Sonny are similar. He can process the game. He sees the game differently. He's extremely smart. He's got a high football IQ. And so it doesn't surprise me because he did the same thing when he was in high school. So I'm looking for him to continue to grow.
Even as a starter last year, Latham was playing special teams, and safety injury happened on more than 1 month. Are those conversations still ongoing? He was such a weapon on special teams last year, but you don't want something to happen to him and lose him from the defense. So what's that conversation like with Parker, with the defensive staff about Latham being a weapon on special teams, but also not risking too much having?
Here at Ohio State, our best players play on special teams, period.
Josh Proctor, what do you see as his role? What did you see from him so far?
Josh has been great. I mean, his attitude's been great. He's flying around. He had an interception today. It's been great. And then he graduated. He just graduated. So the young man's on cloud 9 right now. And I'm seeing him continually grow. And he's going to play a significant role. I mean, to this point, I've seen great growth from him.
For years, he's been a guy who's
Couple more questions, guys.
Last year, obviously, didn't start the way he wanted, and he did a good job. How is he responding to that? And what kind of, we see his talent. What does he need to show you guys?
Just consistency. One of the things about Josh, he had a character building moment game 1 last year. He learned from that. He had a great attitude. He was selfless. He's a team guy. I love the young man. He got his degree, and that's a huge feat. And so now he can get to play the game he loves and help his teammates win and do it at a high level. So I'm excited to see him continually grow. But the biggest thing is just consistency, and he knows that.
Perry, how much are Bandit and Nickel mirrored positions in their responsibilities? Just that one is to the boundary, one is to the field. Are they otherwise kind of similar in job description?
To a certain degree, there's some little nuances here and there that make their job descriptions a little different. But to a certain degree, yes, there's some carryover and overlay.
I think part of the discussion with Sonny is people hear right here nickel, and
Mm-hmm.
I think of it more as like the old term from old school, like you put the nickel on the field in a purely coverage situation.
Right.
That's not necessarily the case with the position as you all used to play.
Right. Well, I'm from the old adage, players over scheme. And so it's our job once again to identify the right chemistry, the right guys in the right positions to help us win game 1 and put us in a position to be the very best defense to help this team.
So, Barry, we were hearing a lot about Kai Stokes like last spring. Where is he right now?
He's good. He's continually growing. Kai is a guy that, he came in, he played multiple positions in high school. So there was a learning curve, but I've seen great strides from Kai. He's continually growing.
So when you think of guys in your room, you got to do their job, make sure they don't make any mistakes. But when you think about like big plays in the game made by a safety, how much of that typically is scheme or the call set up a huge play for a safety to make, and how much of it is just a dude making a great individual play based on his knowledge and skills? You know what I mean?
I think the separation is in the preparation. I think that's where it starts. We're going to give our young men the necessary tools in development, in preparation, for them to go out there and play the game they love. So it's a combination of both.
Did you make that up? Some
Last
racist
question.
in the preparation?
No, sir. That's something we live by.
Okay. No, just
Coach, thank you very much.
Appreciate you guys.
Coach is going to do a TV interview real quick, and then I know, Tim, you had one more question for him. You can grab him, and
appreciate it, man.
we'll get Sonny Styles up here.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks. Thank you, man. Yeah, and Coach, if you don't mind, you do the coaches show right over there. Yes, please, Sonny. Folks, we have Sonny Styles in the middle.
Sonny, how are you?
Pretty good with yourself.
Good. Sonny, when Coach Eliano says you're a unicorn, and I've heard that about you. You've obviously heard it about yourself also. What does that mean to you?
I think it's just meaning the ability to play multiple positions, be able to be versatile and succeed in multiple spots.
Hey, Sonny, can you just sit up a little bit?
Sorry about that.
Into the mic?
Yeah, I got you.
No problem.
And when we were able to watch you last Thursday, you were kind of playing that slot position. How comfortable do you feel?
I'm kind of comfortable anywhere on the field. They move me around a little bit. I'm not set to any position. So, they're just moving me around, trying me out different places.
What do you like about, if you were to play that slot nickel, what do you like about that position, the duties that it has?
I think it's just another way to display versatility. I'm able to be in the slot, play coverage, be able to blitz off the edge, things like that. So I think it's just a way for them to display my versatility. And I think it feels good to know that they trust me and are believe in me to, move me around different places.
What is your favorite spot?
I really don't have one, honestly. I like to play anywhere.
Part of the 111, being a player out there?
Yeah, I think my favorite thing is making plays in multiple spots. That's my favorite thing, going from the half to being in the box to playing in the middle of the field to playing man-to-man, being able to do it all.
Yeah. And getting on the field last year, you showed signs of what's to come from you and stuff. But being on the field on a regular basis, what did you have to really, I guess, prove to the coaches that the way they're talking about you now is you got to be on the field?
I think last year proving to the coaches was just being trustworthy. We talk a lot about the guys who the coaches trust. That's who's going to get on the field. You got to be able to make the calls, know what you're supposed to do your assignment. I think that was the biggest thing for me last year. I think I earned the coaches' trust.
Do you feel like a wild card for this defense? How would you describe it, son?
Honestly, I just wherever they tell me to go, that's where I go. I don't really feel any way about myself.
Are there more opportunities to make plays if you're closer to line of scrimmage or in the box as opposed to maybe playing the deep center field safety spot?
I think there's opportunities to make plays anywhere, honestly. It's just different kind of plays based on where I am.
What's it like having your brother?
I think it's super cool. There's a few times in practice where we're out there together, so it's special. I haven't played with him since high school.
How good does it feel, just going into your second year to be in this position where you now have a chance to play a major role?
Obviously it feels good, but I just got to keep getting better. That's all me and my brothers, we just been grinding all summer. We just keep getting better and we compete together.
What do you think are the biggest ways in which you're better now than you were when you got here a year ago?
I think coming into my sophomore year, I got a lot more confidence and just being comfortable. I feel like I know the playbook pretty well. I think the biggest thing is confidence, though.
People keep asking me what's going to be different about this defense from last year. I go, well, Sonny Styles, he's a guy that's going to be, based on regular playing time. What is your sense of what's going to be different about this defense compared to last year?
I think, it's the second year under Coach Knowles. I think the team's going to be flying around a little bit more. I think guys got a better understanding of the defense. And, I think it's just going to be a different intensity. I think we improved last year, but it's going to improve even more.
Have you guys taken ownership of this defense, meaning last year wasn't good enough? You understand what I'm saying? If y'all, as players, mad about it or just talked about some things just won't be tolerated,
I think what we talk about is just always improving. We, like I said, we gotten better last year, but it wasn't enough. We came up short, so we got to keep getting better.
Going back to your brother, maybe we should ask him this question if we're able to when the cornerbacks come out. But was it tough trying to get him to come back home, or was it a pretty easy, seamless process?
I wasn't trying to convince him to go anywhere. I think when he hit the portal, he was trying to find the best place for him, and I think home felt like the best place for him.
You didn't get in his ear a little bit.
Not really. No, I told him I'd love to play with him, but I wasn't trying to make him go nowhere.
Making plays, right? What goes into that? What do you have to do to be able to make a big play in a game at safety in terms of your physicality, your film study? How do you do it?
I think the biggest thing is knowing your job. And the next thing I would say is, like you said, film study. You know, being able to anticipate and then trust your eyes. I think that's the biggest thing as a safety. You know, a lot of times guys come up short from plays from not trusting their eyes. You know, that's something I got to get better at too. Just be able to trust what you see and go.
How do you fit in that anticipation, kind of being it? How do you feel like you are with that right now?
You know, I think I'm good, but I just need to get better. Just keep getting better. You know, I strive for greatness. I think that's what we all do around here. That's why we say BIA.
On the field, though, and on football field, are you the kind of guy like a shortstop on a major league team? You know, in a crucial situation, get the ball to me. You know what I mean? Are you thinking I want the play to come to me? Give me your thought process.
I mean, I think if you ask anyone in the secondary, they want the play to come to them. You know, everybody wants the ball. I think that's what you want though, out of your defense. You want guys who are competitive, that are hungry and want it.
Seems like in your role, I mean, you could be covering a slot receiver one play, a tight end the next. How do you kind of prepare to kind of face guys that have very different body types?
I think you prepare and practice. You know, we're going against the best receivers in the country. You know, we got some really good tight ends as well, and I think Coach E prepares me for any situation he puts me in.
Do you feel like you're equally comfortable if you're going against a slot receiver or a tight end?
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable. Like I said, I mean, we're going against the best receivers in the country. So, you know, you get to go against Marv, you get to go against Emeka, you get to go against all those guys. So you get those reps against them, then you get in the game against other dudes. I think it's the game's a little slower.
Who are some safeties that you like to watch or you like their game?
Growing up, I really liked Cam Chancellor because he was a bigger guy that also plays safety. So that was someone I really liked to watch. You know, he was physical. He was great in zone. So that's someone I really like to watch. I love to watch the YouTube videos on Sean Taylor as well. You know, they're a super physical guy.
You see the one where, well, I won't get into it. You personally, when you were a little kid, did you see yourself always playing defense? I mean, obviously your dad was a star here.
Yeah.
What did you see?
I definitely always see myself playing defense. You know, I played a little bit of running back growing up, but I was always a defensive guy. You know, even when I was little, I got to play a little bit of defensive end in Little League. Then I started playing a little linebacker. Then I moved all the way back to safety eventually. So, yeah, I've always been a defensive guy.
Did you have an X on your helmet? Were you that big yet?
Oh no, I got to play running back still. I wasn't that big.
And one other thing, Jelani Thurman, in a nutshell, what does he bring to the program? I'm not talking about the other tight ends, but are you surprised the way he has progressed so quickly?
Jelani's a great player. You know, like he's huge. He's a specimen. You know, you guys like to say that about me. That's a specimen right there. And I think he's going to keep getting better. He's going to be a great player.
I have a terrible memory. If this is wrong, I apologize. Did you ever play in the spring game where you jumped in front of a route and almost made a pick?
Yeah.
Is that? Can you remember that play or take us through that play? Just when you're talking about that anticipation, right? Trust in your eyes. It feels like maybe that was one of those moments.
Yeah, I was an underneath dropper in that play, and that was one where I did hesitate a little bit. And I think if I didn't hesitate, I could have had a pick and been gone with it. And that's what I'm talking about: just being able to trust your eyes, trust what you see, and go.
And when you get all the way there with trust in that, right? What will that be like?
I mean, I think I can become a really good player. You know, I got a great coach in Coach E, and I think if I listen what he says and just do what I'm supposed to, I think he'll develop me into a good player.
Sonny, Coach Eliano was just talking about Malik Harper, kind of compared him to you and some of those same things for processing. What have you seen from him so far as a freshman?
I think what's really impressive about Malik is he doesn't act like a freshman. You know, he knows what he's supposed to do. He's very trustworthy, and you can I think you can expect good things from him. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't make those freshman mistakes. You know, Coach Mick does a good job. You know what I'm saying? Coach Mick and the nutrition, they do a good job. You know, if you do what you're supposed to do, they're going to get you where you need to be.
Was there anything he did in a weight room at some point that surprised you?
Nothing that really surprised me. I mean, I kind of just expected a lot from him just based on his mindset, just talking to him every day and seeing how he carries himself and handles his business.
Hey, Sonny, I heard Coach Mick used to make you race JT and he used to beat you all the time, 20, 30 yards, 40 yards.
Nah.
How did it make you feel, just trying to train for him?
I don't know if that's true, bro. I don't think so.
I remember he was telling me, we have to have somebody to get faster.
I forgot about that one. Yeah, short-term memory.
You and Cam both playing that nickel spot. Do you feel like you two kind of have complementary skill sets out there?
What do you mean by that?
Just obviously he's got a different body type than you have. Do you feel like you guys can kind of do some different things at that same position?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, we were different body sets, so I think, yeah, we can do different things. I think how you want to use us is just based on the situation. I guess you could say that.
The last question. Here you are. We see you running with the ones. The decision to reclassify. What did you get out of it? Where are you today as a football player as opposed to if you had gone through spring practice as a freshman?
I think reclassing was a really good decision. I felt me reclassing was going to set me up for this year, and I think it did. I think I was able to get a year under my belt. I got some experience in a big game, and I think that really pushed my confidence ahead. You know, coming in as a freshman, it's a little harder to try and compete for a starting job on day one. Not saying that I couldn't have tried to compete, but I think it put me in a better place to compete for it.
When you reported last year, what was your size, height, and weight?
6'4", 218.
And what's your size and height and weight?
I'm like 229, something like that.
Still 6'4"?
Yeah, still 6'4".
Ronnie, thank you very
Yep.
much. Thanks. Availability as well. That would be probably earlier in the morning, but I'll see what I can do about getting a Danish or a cup of coffee or something like that for you. If you have you guys come early.
We can make breakfast up there, Jared.
Obviously, you can stay in the team meeting room.
They serve breakfast.
Jared, I think they make breakfast up there.
That'll be a breakfast, but I don't think we can be here that early. That would be nice. Yeah. But I'll shoot it out an advisory later today to confirm. Yeah.